Hello everyone, and welcome back to A Wild Approach. My name is Macy Lou, and in today's video we are going to be discussing the 5 best large native trees for your butterfly garden. Okay, so first up is probably pretty obvious to some of you, and that is the oak species. Oak species are top keystone trees. They support hundreds of butterflies and moths as a host plant. Oak trees range in size and in growing conditions, but most get very tall. They typically mature into large canopy trees over time. Oaks also support other wildlife, including wood ducks, ruffed grouse, quail, wild turkey, grackles, jays, nuthatches, thrashers, titmice, towies, woodpeckers, bears, raccoons, squirrels, chipmunks, and deer. Oaks are fantastic shade trees, and my recommendation is to check the National Wildlife Federation website to find out the best oak species for your ecoregion, because this is going to vary quite a lot. There are a lot of oak species. I couldn't possibly cover them all in this video. That's why this first recommendation is more of a general genus recommendation rather than a specific tree. But don't worry, we will get into different specific trees. But I did want to start with the oak because, of course, it is the top keystone tree pretty much of all time in North America, at least as far as I'm aware. Number 2 is Prunus serratina, or some people say Prunus serratina, and it is the black cherry tree. This is a specific tree rather than a whole genus of trees. But to be fair, the Prunus genus is number 2 in my ecoregion for keystone species tree value. So that is why I've chosen it, but you can look at your own ecoregion keystone species lists on the National Wildlife Federation website, and you can figure out what Prunus species is best for your area. But if you live in East Tennessee or surrounding areas, it is native to a lot of areas, to be fair, then black cherry may just be the right tree for you. So let's talk about it. Prunus serratina, aka black cherry, is a fantastic tree for butterflies and for birds. It's also a keystone species, meaning it hosts a lot of Lepidopteran. Among them include coral hairstreak, eastern tiger swallowtail, spring azure, viceroy, and red spotted purple. Not only do butterflies eat the leaves when in their caterpillar stages, but they also feast on the blooms when they are adult butterflies too. The flowers are a white or off-white color. They can smell a bit unpleasant, but not bad, in my humble opinion. The flowers give way to dark black fruits that birds go gaga over. Birds also love to rest on the branches of this tree and hunt. The tree gives pretty good shade once it matures, but you may need to limb it up a bit if you want to walk underneath of it, as it can have low branches. The fall color can range from yellow and gold to an orange or red color. This tree likes full sun and can struggle if it is in too much shade. It likes soil that is high in organic matter and that is well drained. This plant has a low flammability rating. This tree can get 60 to 80 feet tall, and it is resistant to fire and deer. Warning! Most, if not all, of this plant is toxic when ingested. Do your research about the fruits. Some say you can make the fruits into jams, but do thorough research before eating anything from any plant. The seeds are dangerously poisonous. Here's the native range of this plant in green, according to boneapp.org. Hi guys, could you hit the like button underneath this video? It helps me know which videos resonate most with you guys. Do you need a short, quick guide to get started in wildlife gardening? Well, turns out I've got just the thing. I just came out with a new free ebook just for you, and it's called A Wild Approach to Gardening 101, and it's available on my website today at macylou.com/shop. It's free, so go check it out. What do you have to lose? Alright guys, it's time to head on into number 3, Liriodendron tulipifera, aka tulip poplar. Okay, so this is not a keystone species, and so it does not provide food for as many Lepidopteran, but I still wanted to put it on this list because it is a beautiful, majestic, very large tree that will give you a lot of shade. And it is so attractive and it grows so straight. So let's get right into it. Liriodendron tulipifera, aka tulip poplar, is a very large, straight-growing native tree. It can usually get between 90 and 120 feet tall, but has reportedly grown up to 200 feet tall as well. This tree self-prunes the lower branches over time. It's a fantastic shade tree and will shade a large area as it matures. It's an extremely attractive tree with large distinctive leaves. The flowers are a pale, creamy yellowish green with an orange banding near the center. The flowers are large and showy, but so high up in the tree that you may not see them easily. Hummingbirds and butterflies love the blooms. This is one majestic tree. Make sure you have enough room to plant it and that you won't shade out areas that you want to keep sunny over the years as this tree matures. If you want a large shady area in a large garden, this is a great choice. This tree likes full sun and moist, well-drained soil. It likes loamy soils. It's sensitive to heat and drought as well as soil compaction though. So keep that in mind when you are deciding whether or not to plant this one. The tree has a low flammability rating. I've seen this tree growing in moist woodlands, but it gets full sun as it pretty much always is the tallest trees, or at least one of the tallest trees within that woodland. And it can also be grown, or at least I've seen it grown, in more urban, dry, sunny areas as well. However, the ones growing in moist woods look the most spectacular, whereas the ones in urban areas seem to be a little bit less majestic, but it's difficult to know whether that's because the ones in the urban area are more newer, younger trees, or maybe they've been volcano mulched, however you want to say that. So maybe they haven't had proper care, or maybe it's just they're so close to where people drive, which remember, tree roots can often be within the first couple feet of the soil. And so if you plant a tree right next to a driveway or a parking lot, it can kind of compact the roots of the tree. Now, some trees are fine with that, and some trees aren't as fine with that. So, you know, this could be causing these urban trees to not grow as tall as quickly, or it could be some other reason. It could just be they were planted much more recently, and so they're just not to maturity yet. So I can't really tell you for certain, but I can tell you I've seen them in both of these very different conditions, and the ones in the woods just look so much better. But again, they're getting full sun because they're way up at the tippy top of the woods. So even though they're in the woods, they're not really necessarily getting a lot of shade like you would expect, because they get tall. They can usually top out pretty much any other tree. That being said, these trees grow pretty straight, which is very pleasing to the eye, and it makes for an attractive garden element. This plant is a host to the eastern tiger swallowtail, the spicebush swallowtail, and the viceroy butterflies. Aren't those just wonderful and beautiful butterflies? Here is the native range of this plant in green. All right, everyone. Number 4. It's one of my favorites, so let's talk about it. Sassafras albidum, aka sassafras. It's a beautiful tree with interesting bark and an attractive shape as it matures. It has aromatic leaves and twigs, pretty yellow spring flowers, and interesting variable leaf shapes. This tree can get between 30 feet and 60 feet tall. I didn't include it in the small tree video because it can get so tall, but it may also depend on your region. So if in your region it stays a little bit shorter, then you can just add this to the small native tree video that I had before. Some say it stays shorter in some regions while getting tall in other ones, so research what they do in your neck of the woods. Speaking of woods, I have seen this tree grow in so many different conditions, ranging from shady, wet woods to dry, steep cliffs in hot afternoon sun. I've seen them in dry areas and in wet places. The tree prefers well-drained, sandy soil, but it is adaptable. It can grow in sun or part shade. I wouldn't put this in deep shade because even in the woods where I see it growing, it's usually in an opening, like right next to a path. So you'll have woods on this side, and then the sassafras will kind of be in the middle, right up against the path. So it's getting that opening, it's getting that sunlight. So I think they prefer full sun or just a little bit of shade, but I just don't think they like that really, really intense shade. That really deep shade, that dark shade. This has to be one of my favorite trees. It's attractive, smells great, hosts butterflies, and even has gorgeous fall colors, ranging between golds, oranges, reds, and purples, even on the same plant at times. It has branches that curve upward near the ends, giving it a candelabra look. It has a striking shape even in winter dormancy. This tree is a host plant for imperial moths and spice bush swallowtails. Here's the native range of this plant in green. And number 5 on this list is Celtis occidentalis, aka common hackberry or American hackberry. This is a large native tree growing between 40 and 100 feet tall. Its flowers are insignificant, but the leaves are used by many caterpillar species as host food. The berries are loved by many birds and small mammals. The bark on this tree, as it matures, is very interesting and nice to look at. This is a long-lived tree. It can handle urban conditions like a champ. It's a fantastic shade tree and street tree. Grow this tree in full sun to part shade. It prefers moist, amended, well-drained soil, but tolerates poor soil and drought once established. It also tolerates pollution and wind. The fruits are edible and somewhat sweet, except the seeds. Don't eat the seeds. This plant is a host for the hackberry emperor butterfly, the question mark butterfly, the American snout butterfly, mourning cloak, and tawny emperor butterflies. Lots of these butterflies mentioned also love to feed on rotting fruit when they are adults. Here's the native range of this tree in green. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got something valuable out of it. I think that it's fun to talk about the different trees and shrubs that are great for butterfly gardens, as well as the birds and the other wildlife. So if there's any type of video that you want me to create next, leave a comment down below and let me know. And other than that, don't forget to hit the like button under this video if this is the kind of content you want to see on this channel. And subscribe so that you don't miss out on any new native plant and wildlife gardening content coming up. I have a lot of things planned and I'm really, really excited for it. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. You all give me so many great ideas down in the comment section, and I am so very thankful for that. Bye guys, see you next time. Hey guys, don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky and Instagram. These are the 2 best social media accounts other than YouTube where you can find me and you can see me post photos of the garden, thoughts on wildlife, and more. So don't forget to follow me over there. Brand new items are now available in the shop. Thanks so much to viewers like you for supporting the channel. To support the channel, like the video, comment, and subscribe. You can also support my work by buying art from me at macylou.com. Thanks for watching!